بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
الله 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 سبحان الله.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Sultan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, is our Lord to be worshipped, and we are his servant. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala support us all. This universe, this world, these galaxies are not except one point. One point in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge means there are to Allah as nothing, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest. Allah in every moment, in every second is the creator, creating universes and galaxies. We are very limited in our powers. With all this technology that we are seeing, it is nothing except a very limited knowledge that Allah gave to us. And what is in Allah's knowledge is a greater and bigger. It's enormous, cannot be defined. The scientist says there was nothing. Physicists, they say there was nothing. And then suddenly a big bang, and everything was there. Is not? And that big bang was, according to scientists, billions of years that happened. There was nothing and everything came. And from that everything, from that time till today, physicists, they say, and science says, that this galaxy that we are in has more than 80 billion stars. And what there are planets in it, no one knows. They cannot find. And this is in our galaxy. And they are unable to reach more than Mars or Venus. And still it is in limits. That galaxy is so huge that they cannot reach except our solar system. Beyond our solar system they cannot reach. And they say there is 80 billion stars in this galaxy. And they found out, science says that there are, other than our galaxies, billions of galaxies. And all of them, they are moving in space to nowhere and from nowhere. And they are not stopping, they are in motion, they are moving. And their movement is in speed of light. moving. So from day one, the Big Bang, till today, they say billions of years. 6 billion years, light years. If we say from day one, well, what, 0, and then it became till today, billions of years, these galaxies are moving 300,000 kilometers per second. How much space they have moved? If we say 10 billion years, multiply by 300,000 kilometers per second, multiplies by 60 seconds, multiplies by 60 minutes, multiply by 24 hours, multiply by 365 days, you will find the distance that these galaxies, they moved. So they moved from one place and they are still moving. So what is this? Where is that? That greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And not only that, we know that in the night of Isra and Mi'raj, the ascension night, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah called him to his presence. And Allah's presence is beyond these galaxies. Means Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was able to move through his spiritual and physical body by Allah's permission through these distances. So figure out how great is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I move from this mosque to 100 meters, when I am moving, I see what's going on. Is not? I learn. Allah teach me what is in the street. I enter the masjid, I see every person here. Means whenever a place I am moving, I'm learning. You cannot move and you don't learn. Now you are learning. You will be educated where you are going through. وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى مَا ضَلَّ صَاحِبُكُمْ وَمَا غَوَى وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَى إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى. Allah is giving an oath by the stars, by the galaxies, that your friend, your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى مَا ضَلَّ صَاحِبُكُمْ وَمَا غَوَى, your friend never said anything except the truth, and that was revealed to him. Allah took him through these distances. There is no up, there is no down. You are on this earth now, we are standing here. Where is up, where is down? If those are sitting in Australia, they see down, up, and up, down. And we see on the other pole, the up, down. So everything is different. So there is no up, there is no down. It's circle. Where is up, where is down? The globe is circle. So wherever we stand, there is no direction. So spirituality has no dimension. The spiritual side that Allah gave to humanity can move mountains, can move valleys, can move rivers, can move ocean. Because it is an energy that Allah gave to those who wants to get it. And Allah prevented it from those who doesn't want it. That cosmic energy is everywhere. That energy is everywhere in this room. That it's going, swimming. Can you see it? Can you see it? You cannot see it. Why? Cannot be seen. Why cannot be seen? Because we cannot have eyes that can see. But if we have instruments with technology that has invented, then you can see these waves lengths moving, going from one place to another, giving you pictures, giving you hearing, giving you knowledge. So change your ears, change your hearts. They are worse than instruments. Allah gave you the best. You are not using them. You are trying to take everything through materialism, through dryness. You cannot expand your intelligence. Your intelligence is cornered, is locked into your square head mind. Cannot move out. And that spirituality can move mountains. Like Sayyidina Solomon, when he said, can anyone bring me the Sheba throne before she arrives? And one person, not a prophet, one person said, I can bring this in a blink of an eye. وقال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك الطرف. And that one, Allah says in Holy Quran, that one who has the knowledge of the book, and that was the book of Musa, Torah. I can bring that throne to you in a blink of an eye, because I have the spiritual dimension. I have the knowledge, not the physical knowledge that limit me, lock me. I can move. My energy can move. Allah gave us energy to move, to pull up. Every human being is being created from two different poles. One is pulling one side, the other is pulling the other side. Physical form, the physical body is calling you and pulling you toward the earth because it's coming from earth, clay, water, fire, and air. Is the physical elements. And the spiritual power is pulling you toward no direction, toward God, toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which is more powerful is going to pull you. If your ego, the bad ego, is more powerful than your good ego, then the bad ego pulls you toward the earth. You will be always locked in materialism. You will be always locked in your ideology. You will be always locked in your narrow mentality and never going outside that shell to move toward a spiritual knowledge, an energy that cannot be lost, an energy that is always there in this nature and can direct you and move you from one place to another, as these waves lengths are moving in this room and no one can see them without an instrument from technology. So that human being, an ordinary person, said, I will bring that throne. And he was not a prophet. And he brought this throne. Why Solomon did not bring this throne? Why Solomon asked an ordinary person to show us that, oh, human being, that is not only specialty of prophets, but Allah gave it to everyone. Use it. Solomon was able to bring this throne. He didn't. To teach us, like Sayyidina Umar, in Islam, when they have a drought and no rain, he didn't say, oh Allah, rain us with prophet, with the means of the prophet, with the intercession of the prophet. He said, oh Allah, rain us with the cousin of the prophet. An ordinary person, not a prophet. To show us, to tell us, to give our attention that, oh human being, Allah gave you power. It is in you, energy. Use it. But we are locked. And when we are locked, anything that we cannot understand, we can begin to criticize a cult, a sect, something outside Islam, because they cannot understand it. They cannot visualize it, because they have been locked into their narrow mind. If they open their minds in the mainstream Islam, in the tradition of Islam that Prophet brought, they will find a lot of answers for their questions and their problems. Humanity. Like this wavelength. Technology was not able to get, they were able to get the long wavelengths and short wavelengths. Until they come now, they were able to have analog system. Now they have digital. A satellite now can give you thousands of stations, TV stations. Why? Because they are using digital system. And this digital system is very short wavelengths. Very, very sharp. Can get them out and give it to you. What about our hearts? Our hearts cannot be digital and analog, because we are not connecting our hearts to the main system, to the main spiritual powers. All this universe, with all its knowledge, millions of books that has been written in all religions, in all faith, in all belief, what they are giving us, if you bring them all together, millions, they are only on one point. One point. Connect yourself with your spiritual station. There is nothing else. And that spiritual station is presence of your Creator. All religions, all faith, they are asking us to have spiritual dimension. Muslims, they pray toward Kaaba. Is that? What is Kaaba? Is it a square building. And they have 4 walls. Is that? Take the walls, what's there? What's there? If you take the walls, what's there left? Nothing. But there was something. If I am praying that way, if I am praying from east to south, because if I am in east, I have to pray west. If I am in west, I have to pray east. If I am in north, I pray south. If I am south, I pray north. This according to the 4 different poles. So if you go to Mecca and you pray east, the other one pray west, and the other one north, and the other south, all of them, if you take the world, you find them making sajda to each other. What is there? There is the spiritual dimension. There is the presence that Allah is sending. That is the connection between heaven and earth. It's there for Muslims. So without that spiritual dimension, physicality is nothing. Physicality goes, but spirituality never ends. It's always there. That's the spiritual dimension which is important. Beside your physical activity, you have to have a spiritual activity. Body without a soul cannot function. Mass without energy cannot function. Must be a connection. Like you take a mass, an element which has a mass, cut it down to its smallest particle, it's an atom, still has you will find it still nucleus has a mass inside the atom. Inside there is a small nucleus. And there are the electrons. The nucleus is proton and neutrons, and they are the electrons. Electrons are the energy. And what they are doing? Huh?
Orbiting around.
Not orbiting, there is another word. Tawaf.
Circulating.
Circumambulating.
Right.
Is that?
Mobilization.
They are circumambulating around the nucleus in a constant movement, like Muslims are in constant movement around the Kaaba, which is the symbol of the spiritual dimension. Means the nucleus of these galaxies and these universes is that where that spiritual dimension comes and hit on this earth. That is the focal point for Muslims are circumambulating, like electrons circumambulating around their nucleus. And this universe is all must connect with its center. Without the center is no way to live. Like a circle has a circumference and has a center. From the center to the circumference there is a radius. On the circumference there are infinite points. On the circumference itself, it consists of infinite points. And these infinite points are consisting of infinite radiuses connecting that point with the center. Means every individual, every star, every planet, every galaxy has to connect itself with the cosmic energy and has to have a relationship. And that cosmic energy is what we Islamically we say presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the focal spiritual dimension that from the center goes to the circumference with a radius. And that's why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and that's why Islam is so huge, perfect, because he said, الناس سواسية كأسنان المشط. He said, human being, he didn't say Muslims, he said, الناس, human beings are equal, like the teeth of the comb are equal. Means they are receiving from the spiritual dimension of the most merciful Ar-Rahman. Everyone is receiving as the other is receiving, because we are all on the circumference and we are receiving from the center. Same radiuses, equal radiuses. Some people who are able to interact with their realities, which is a bridge. That radius is a bridge between your physical form on earth and your spiritual dimension on the center. Some people can use this radius as a bridge and they can interact with their realities which is on the center in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people cannot, but still that energy is there, but they are not using it. Because God is merciful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never looks at human people and human beings are different or discriminate. Allah created everyone the same. Allah loving His servant, He created them with His love. He molded them with His love. He molded them with His patience, tolerance. He molded them with harmony. He molded them to be happy. He molded them to be honored. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We have honored human beings, the people of Adam, the children of Adam. Allah said in Holy Quran, we have honored them. He didn't say we have dishonored them, we have discriminated them. We created black against white, white against red, red against yellow, Muslim against Christian, Christian against Jews, Jews against Buddhists, Buddhists against Hindus. But Allah said, I honor the humanity. I am the merciful, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. He is the merciful. He is sending mercy on all human beings without discrimination. So that spiritual dimension, if we cannot connect ourselves from the circumference, the point of the circumference to the center, that bridge is our way. That's what we call tariqah. That's why we say tasawwuf. That's what we say spirituality. That's what we say purification of the self. It is our bridge. And that's why there is a saying, says that when someone was asked, a very big scholar was asked about the ways and the roads to Allah, he said roads to Allah are infinite. There are على عدد أنفاس الخلائق. It's on the numbers of the breath of human beings, of not human beings, خلائق, of creation. Means every person has his way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the bridge. That is your connection between your existence here and your reality that exists in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, we have created everyone from pair, from a pair. It's pair. Like you look at the mirror, you see in the mirror, that is a mirror, I am looking, I see myself inside. What is inside? Is what? Is the reflection of your reality. So that mirror is with it that you can see yourself. Without it, you cannot see yourself. With the radius, the bridge, it will reflect you on this earth. It will reflect your reality to the circumference, that bridge. It will appear you on this universe. So when you want to see your reality, you have to break this mirror, because this mirror is giving you a reflection which is not a reality. And that's why Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the first Khalifa, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if anyone wants to see someone who is dead before he died, look at Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And the famous scholar of Islam, who is a Sufi, spiritual, and all Muslim schools of Islam, even our most school that it is most on the other side, says about Imam Ghazali that he is accepted and he is a mainstream Islam. Even the Salafi and the Wahhab, they say yes. He said that if you want to get your reality, you cannot get it until you die. He said when you die, you can see yourself. Means there are two ways. Either when you die physically, because you were not able to make like Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, to kill yourself. To kill means your bad ego in your existing life, then you can see your reality. If you are not able to reach that, then you are going to, you can reach your reality and spirituality only at your death, because at that time Allah is going to take your soul without without your it is outside of your hand. It's finished. Allah will take it from you. You cannot have a voluntary reaction anymore. You cannot control it anymore. At that time, it's open. You can see. All Muslims, we have to build a relationship between our realities and our physicalities. And if we build that bridge, then we can have a connection. And that's how Asif ibn Barkhia, the minister of Solomon, Sayyidina Sulaiman, Prophet Solomon, when he said to him, can you get the throne? I said, I can get it in a blink of an eye, because he already built up that relationship between his physicality and his spirituality. Like when you concentrate light, you can do miracles with that light. When you leave the light spread, you cannot do any kind of spiritual energy. Like a magnifier. You bring a magnifier, you bring a paper under the sun, it cannot burn. You put a magnifier, you burn the paper. Why? You condense the light. Laser can heal people because they are condensed light. And healers, spiritual healers, can heal people because they focus and they concentrate through their whole system. They are able to move this energy that it is inside them, because it is related with the cosmic energy. It's related with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's oceans of power, under the attribute and his best name, Al-Qadir. Under that ocean, Al-Qadir, Al-Muqtadir, that ocean of power, that energy, if you try to move that spirituality, because your spirituality is an energy, your spirit is an energy, if you can try to move it in your body and concentrate it and regulate it and control and have authority on it, then you can direct a light from your heart moving toward any hearts. You can attract them. You can get them. As Allah subhanahu, as Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ittaqu firasat al-mu'min fa'innahu yanzuru bi nurillah." He said, Prophet in his tradition, be aware of the vision of the believer, because he can see with the vision that Allah gave to him from his own power. Because if Allah gives you that support and you look, you can see. And Prophet ﷺ said that, as Sayyidina Umar, when they say there is no saint in Islam, we say to them, you are wrong. There is sainthood in Islam. Sayyidina Umar, the second Khalifa, he was not a prophet. He was sending his people in Damascus, and he was in Medina, which is now Saudi Arabia, 2,000 miles away. And he saw his army is going to be defeated and the enemy coming behind the mountain. From Medina, 2,000 miles away, he was able to see his general in command, Sariya. And he told him, Ya Sariya, ilzam al-jabal. He told him, Ya Sariya, give your back to the mountain, they are coming behind you. And Sariya was hearing and said, Umar, he's calling me. He looked behind, he found the enemy coming, and he protected themselves. How Sayyidina Umar was able to call from 2,000 miles. There was no television, there was no satellite, there was no oil money, there was no ideology, Wahhabi ideology, there was nothing. He used a spiritual dimension. He used his spiritual energy. Inna Allah yarzuqu man yasha'u bighayri hisab. Allah provide anyone without accounts. It depends on moralities and characters and manners. Not with each other only, but with not only with Muslims, but with everyone. To extend our hands. Islam is the religion of love, to extend hands and to get people inside. Not to make people to be hostile and go and terrorize them, throwing bombs on them, killing innocent children and innocent women, using the name of Islam to justify actions that are not accepted in Islam. But Islam is peace, is submission to Allah's will. Whatever we are doing, Allah said in the Quran, you are going to see. It's your act. Allah is giving according to what we are doing. If we were doing good, Allah will show us good. So Muslims has to go back to their conscience, to their religion, and say, oh Allah, we are sinful. Forgive to be better, then our situation will be better. Our problem will be dissolved. Don't think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not just. Don't say why Allah is not supporting Muslims. Because we are not good to each other. We are attacking each other. We are hostile to each other. We are enemies to each other. We are trying to change our tradition and mainstream Islam into a very small sect, very small ideology. That's why we are in problems. Let us be open. That is light. Allah gave us light. Look, if you don't have these lamps, you cannot see. It's darkness. Islam is light. Allah gave that. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of heavens and earth. قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ وَكِتَابٌ مُبِينٌ. Allah said, from Allah has came to you, unto you light. And the Holy Quran. And scholars, they say the light is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In that verse mentioned. It's guidance. Is a teacher. Is a messenger. Seals of prophets. Follow him. Learn from him. Allah mentioned to him, Ya Muhammad, in Surah Al-Kahf, in the cave, Surah Al-Kahf, don't let your eyes, وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. Allah mentioned the people of spirituality, the people of Tazkiyatun Nafs, the people of the Tariqah, the people of Tasawwuf. Allah mentioned them in Holy Quran, saying to Prophet, Oh Muhammad, don't let your eyes away from them. Look at them, they are sitting behind your home. Day and night, during the day they are workers in my way. During the night they are worshippers. They are remembering me in such association, in zikrullah. Don't pass by them without sending them message, giving them وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ, without giving them a light, a greetings. They are sitting behind your home. Ahlul Suffa, the people of the bench. That's where the word derivative of Tasawwuf came from, that Ahlul Suffa, the people of the bench. Suffa, from Tasawwuf. That's spiritual dimension. Musa and Khidr alayhi salam. Sayyidina Musa, Prophet Moses, and with God's servant Khidr, what we call Khidr, the green man. And Christian, they say St. John's, St. George, some other they say St. John's. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was getting knowledge from him. And that was a prophet, that was an ordinary person. وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. We have taught him from heavenly knowledge. فَوَجَدَا عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. God said in Holy Quran. They found someone that we have given from him, from us we have given him mercy and knowledge from the heavenly knowledge of heavens. And Moses told him, can I follow you? He said, you cannot follow me because it's difficult on you. That is an answer, that is a sign to us, oh human being, don't only follow forms and only follow what you can see. That is beyond what you cannot see. If 100 years ago or 150 years ago we come and say to you or to me or to anyone, elderly person, look, there is a big machine flying like a bird. Anyone believes? No one believes. Even these people who are materialist activists nowadays, they will not believe. They say you are a heretic. Heretic. You have to be killed because you are twisting the mind of people. Because they cannot see except what their eyes is showing them. If you tell them before 30, 40 years, there is a machine that you can install information in it, millions of megabytes. They say, oh, we're crazy. They don't believe. Saints, their hearts are like better than computers. They can restore information, they can bring information, they can read heavenly message that can be sent to them like these lights, the glowing lights, making letters by light. When a wali wants to see, when a spiritual guide wants to see, it's how they see now. They have these big machines before the news reporters reading the news. It's coming there.
Teleprompter.
What? Teleprompter?
Yeah.
Teleprompter. This spiritual guide, it comes in front of them. Immediately when they close their heart, their eyes, they connect their hearts with the main station like a radio. What comes, they give. What comes, they give. What comes, they give. From main station. We are instruments. Heart is connected with the main station. That's what I was saying before. When you connect the radius between the circle, between the center and the circumference, when that is built very well radius, no gaps, that bridge will work, that function, that you can relate with your realities. When Allah called us, Alastu bi Rabbikum? Qalu bala, at the day of promises, before we came to this earth. Allah said to us, I am not your creator? We said yes, so we were there. Allah said in Holy Quran that we have brought from the back of Adam, we have brought all his children in our present, and we asked them, I am your creator? They said, you are our creator. Our realities was there. Our spiritual dimension and realities were there. When we came to dunya, we came to dress this physical body, but we were there with a spiritual, different kind of body, different kind of clothes. And we will be going to a different cycle of life. We'll dress a different dress, and then we go to paradise in a different dress, and it is continuous cycles of life, never ending. So when we cannot see except what's in front of us, then everything other than what we can see, we say heretic. Okay, I can see what is behind this wall. You believe me or not?
Yes.
No.
Who said no? Who said no? One lady there. I know, because there is a kitchen there. She said no because she doesn't know there is a kitchen. I went inside before and I know. So to me, it's known. To her, it's unknown. To me, it's not ghaib, it's not unseen. It is seen. To her is unseen. So the same thing applies to sainthood. What a saint can see, it is seen. It's not something wrong. But because the other guy, the other party cannot see it, he thinks it's not existing. To these people who cannot understand sainthood, they say there is no saint because they are blind. They cannot see what others can see. For me, I see, I know, it's a kitchen. For her, she cannot see the kitchen. She's right. Because she didn't see, but the same applies to everyone. To Prophet ﷺ, heavenly knowledge is seen to him. Allah taught him everything. The knowledge of the here, before and after. To him is not ghaib. To awliya, what Prophet gave to them is not ghaib, because Prophet gave to them. So those who are not given that knowledge, they think that it is heretic. Because when we say there is a big machine flying, they say no. Because it was impossible for them to believe it. And that's why they were sentencing in the medieval time many scientists. When they made something, they sentenced them to death. They say witchcraft. And these people nowadays, they say black magic. Tariqat spiritual people are black magic immediately. Because their mind is blocked. They are square-headed. There is no way to go. There is no dimension. There is no spiritual dimension. But nowadays, if you say to a child, there is a big machine flying, he say yes, and there is on board of it, it's Boeing 747. And there is only 300 people, passenger. Because he knows. He's a kid, knows. 6 years of age or 5 years of age, knows. Because he knows, because it is a fact. Now, for a doctor or an engineer, pediatrician or gynecologist or an engineer, for him, if we tell him before 150 years from this engineer and doctors today, tell him there is a plane, he said, no, what, you are crazy? Now a kid can tell a doctor, yeah, this is a plane. Of 150 years ago's doctors. What changed? There is nothing changed. It is a fact. So if a wali says, I move in space, I say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I become in China, it is correct. He can do that. Because he is using a spiritual dimension. He can do that. And we have to believe it because we can do it. Can be done. But those doctors, they cannot do it because they cannot use that energy. They are not using this energy. So they are going to decline and say, no, it doesn't exist. That is correct. For them, it does not exist because they are blind, they are ignorant. But for others, it is filled the history of Islam of these miracles. Mainstream Islam and traditional Islam is full of these events. But people who are not able to see it, they are going to reject it. And what they are rejecting is they are losing. Because if they do not reject and they will follow the technique and the methodology that you can reach that power, then they will be successful. Because then they can benefit and they get that. They can get it. But they don't want to go out of their block. Like here in this room, how many people we have? 100 people? 100, 110, 150, 2,000, 10,000. They are all in one room, isn't it? But it's not correct. They are not in one room. If there is 100 people, there is 100 rooms here. Everyone in his own square head room. Like me also, I am square head. Everyone has his own mind. If you tell him other than what he thinks, he say you are wrong. Yeah, I'm advising you. I might know more than you. I have more experience. Listen, I didn't read that. Where it is, show it to me. Yeah, what I am going to show it to you. Religion is not something that you have to show. Religion is a belief. It's not? It's belief in the unseen. To you is unseen, to me it's not unseen. You have to accept it. Either you believe it or you don't believe it. No, show to me where it is mentioned. Like this one. Came long time ago. Said I have a problem. So remember? Because his belief is correct, Allah took that problem from him. It's correct? My friend. Your friend. He came and he has a problem, a cancer problem. And he said, I have this problem. What was his name? Awais, yeah, Awais. He said, I have a cancer. And the doctors, they diagnosed a cancer. So he came with a belief. and he asked for a prayer. And our spiritual guide inspired me to give him a prayer and to read on him. And alhamdulillah, that disappeared. He went to the doctor, it's gone. There is no cancer, there is nothing. Why? It's not my power. No. We are helpless. We are nothing. We are like an ant, no power. Allah has the power. Allah gave to Prophet. Prophet gave to Awliya. Awliya gave permission to us. So the belief can do miracles. And I'm not going to be too long because we will never end till morning. May Allah bless you and support you and make that meeting is a blessed meeting, and that it makes it to a means to us to reach our spiritual dimension and to connect with from our physical dimension to our spiritual dimension, and to be able to relate through powers of the heart to each other. That is the most honored, when we begin to relate through hearts. No need to open the mouth. There are people, spiritual people, that as soon as they close their eyes, they can send message to the heart of the other, and the other can answer to his message without even looking at him or seeing him, and might be from America to China. Can reach, and we have many evidence. When I was young, there was a sheikh, a spiritual sheikh in Damascus, Syria. His name is Sheikh Ahmad Harun. He used to come to our grand sheikh and visit. That's why I say what we observed is not what like these activists they are observing. They don't observe except diagnosis patients, or engineering building homes, or businessmen looking after money and businesses. They don't go to spiritual people and to sit with them, learn from them, observe them. Their focus is only to go to sit with scholars, academic person, not person who use their hearts. Simple people use their piety and their sincerity to get you to feel that there is a communication between each other, and to lift you and exalt you in an ecstasy that you cannot feel it from an ordinary scholar or academic. So these people of academic and PhDs, and they cannot observe these things because they never went to these things. They never saw it. They were seeing only they are diagnostic patients, looking at children, looking at women, looking at adults, looking at patients, or engineer looking at buildings, looking at to how to make a design or how to build a road. Businessmen looking at their money, how they can to make more money. So no one is observing these spiritual guides and looking after them and spiritual dimension to learn from them and to have a reality that they are existing. Of course, if I am not sitting with these people, I will never know these people. Like someone, like a father, sent his 2 sons, and he said, report to me about this village, if it is what you are going to see in this village. So they went for 1 year and they came back. And he asked one child, he said, what you saw? He said, oh my father, in that city I saw everyone womanizing, everyone drinking, everyone killing each other, everyone is cursing each other. Then he asked the second child, same city. He said, what you saw? He said, subhanallah, praise be to God, I saw everything good. People are going to their temples, they are going to their mosques, they are going to their churches, they are looking to be better individual, they are working with each other, relationship good with each other. He said, subhanallah, both of you are from the same father, same mother. One went in the wrong way, one went in the good way. So this is according to where you go. If you go to academic people, you are going to see academic and you are going to see walls, square-headed, blocked. You cannot go out of it. You go to spiritual guide, you are going to see spirituality. So choose. Then you know what you are doing. So that's Shaykh Ahmad Harun. I come back to that story. We were sitting, one time we were sitting there, and he was in Damascus, and some people are asking him about someone in Aleppo, which is 400 miles away. He said, what you want? They said, we want to see him. His long time didn't come. He opened his bag, like one. He took this, and he said, hello! Hello! Muhammad Hussein, you come here. We need you today. Take a car and drive immediately here. After 4 or 5 hours, we saw Muhammad Hussein coming. What happened? He spoke with him with the belt of his pants. Digital. Yeah. Not analog. My pants is going down now. He spoke with him like that. And that person came. When he came, he said, what happened? He said, Shaykh Ahmad Harun called me. So what is that? You tell me. So if you go and say to someone who is a doctor or engineer or someone who doesn't go out of his square-head mind, he's not going to understand that. How is going to understand it? It's a reality. It happened. They are not going to believe it. They are going to find a scientific approach to it. But there is no scientific approach. There was no wireless phone. And there was no telephone there. He used the belt of his pants. Another story. Shaykh Ahmad al-Umari of Tripoli, Lebanon. It's a very famous story. In the Second World War, they were bombarding Beirut. You know, there was the French and the British coming inside, and they want to get one to Syria, one get Lebanon. So there were a problem there, and the Italian came. So Shaykh Ahmad Harun, there was a ship has to come and unload its cargo of flour to Tripoli, Lebanon. In Tripoli, Lebanon, the northern part of Lebanon. So the ship came, and there was a big war. But it was in Beirut and in Damascus, Syria. It was far from northern Lebanon. So at that time, the Italian captain wants to make money. So they contacted him from Cyprus, and they said, come and unload your cargo in Cyprus, and we'll give you the money. And it was a humanitarian aid to Lebanon. So that captain wants to take the ship and go to Cyprus. So the news came, and no one knows what to do, that the ship is going to go out, and they are going to take the cargo. So the government cannot do anything. So Shaykh Ahmad Umari, an old man, very pious person, sincere person, he's a tariqat Sufi person, he went to the shore, and you know the fish? What you call this?
Fishing rod.
Fishing rod. He took his, he said, anyone has a fishing rod? They said, yes. They gave him a fishing rod. He took the fishing rod and threw it on the ship, because it was in the harbor. And this fishing rod is on the ship, and he held the fishing rod. And he said to the ship, to the captain, move. And the captain was not able to move the ship. And he was holding it. He said, look, that fishing rod is in my hand. When I leave it, you move. When I don't leave it, your ship is fish to me. And he's pulling it like that. The captain tried all his best with all his engines. Big ship, big cargo, 30,000, 40,000 tons. Pushed only the engines, was not able to move. He said, empty your load here. They empty the load, And he was trying to move. He said, no, you cannot still move until you take permission from me now. He said, can I move now? He said, yeah. He took the rod, and the ship was able to move. So that is to a doctor or engineer who is not in a mainstream Islam and know the tradition of Islam and know all these ins and outs of Islam that we have seen and observed in history of Islam. He cannot understand it, or she cannot understand it, and they are going to reject it and say heretic. To you, heretic, not to us. So this is a simple example that we have another dimension that we are careless about, and we are not paying attention to it, which is the spiritual dimension. All Muslims and non-Muslims who are here, brothers and sisters, look at your spiritual dimension. Beside your daily obligations of Islam, look at your spiritual dimension and try to improve it. And you will find a big difference in yourself and in your life. May Allah bless you and forgive us all. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu an la Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Ashhadu an la
بكل ما يخالف الحقيقة أرحم الراحمين. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وأفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. يا من لا ملجأ منه إلا إليه فلا تخيب رجاءنا يا قديما لحسان. اللهم أحسن إلينا بإحسانك القديم يا الله. رابطة الشريفة keep the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet and your sheikhs in your فاتحة الشريفة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله